Welcome everybody. In today's class we will be learning how to solve January 2024 CXC mathematics paper. Okay, so this is CXC exam. Now the first question that has been asked is express as a single math fraction. Okay, so in other words, they are asking us to obtain the simplest form for the fraction. So we are given a fraction, we have to change the fraction to the simplest form. Now, having given that, let me write the question. The question is 1 negative of 1 over 30 positive 4 over 15. Now, whenever you are given a question like that, we will apply foremost the BODMAS rule. So B stands for bracket. Okay. So whatever that is present inside the bracket, we will evaluate that first. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to consider 1 over 30 positive 4 over 15. Now if you see this, we will have to extract the LCM for 30 and 15. Now the standard way is to reduce the two components 30 and 15. So clearly 5 will divide 30, 6 times 5 divides 8 3 times. Then 3 will divide 6, 2 times 3 divides 1. Now whatever number that you see here, 5 into 3 into 2, that will give us the LCM. So 5 times 3 is 15 multiplied with 2, that's going to be 30. So the least common multiple of 30 and 15 is 30. So place that number 30. 30 divides 30 once. 1 into 1 is equal to 1. Add it with 15 divides 32. 4 times 2 is 8. Now add 1 with 8, you get 9. That has to be divided by 30. So this is what we get. Now you can reduce this 9 over 30. Now 3 divides 9, 3 times 3 divides 30 10 times. So you now have 3 over 10. So the given quantity, hence 1 negative of 1 over 30 positive 4 over 15 is rewritten as 1 negative whatever component that we got. You place that 3 over 10. Now you again take the LCM. This is going to be 10 into 1 is 10 followed by negative 3. 10 negative 3 will give us 7. That has to be divided by 10. So this is the final solution. You will have to practice doing the steps. So without the steps, if you were to give the final answer, you won't get the score. So let us move on to the next question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is an interesting question. This is 1B. Now it states that a 2-story parking has a total of 1020 parking spaces. Now at 6:30 hours, 1 over 30 of the 1020 spaces are filled. Now the question states during the next hour, no cars left, and later 4 over 15 of the 1020 spaces are being filled. Now they are asking us to find the number of parking spaces that are left unfilled at 7:30 hours. Okay, now the timings are given 6:30, and then after 1 hour, so say during the next hour it says no car left, and then later 4/15 of the space is occupied. Now the time is totally not related to the question. The question says the number of parking spaces that are still to be filled. So what is the requirement? The requirement is to find the vacant space. That is the requirement. So to get the requirement, find out the number of spots filled. Okay, so initially you have 1/30, then you have 4/15. The LCM of 30 and 15 is 30. 30 divides 30 once, 15 divides 30 twice, 4 times 2 is 8. You have 9/30. 3 divides 9 3 times, 3 divides 30 10 times, so you have 3/10. So spots filled is equal to 3/10. Okay, now they are asking us to find the vacant spots. Therefore, vacant spots is equal to, from 1 you take away 3/10. LCM is 10, so it's going to be 10 negative 3, which is going to be 7/10. So what is this? This is the available vacant spots, 7/10. Now initially what did we see? Initially there were 1020 parking spots. Okay, so number of available vacant spots is equal to what? 7/10 of 1020. 0 cancels here. That's going to be 7 times of 102. 7 times 2. So you multiply 102 by 7. 7 to the 14, 1, 7. So 714 spots are available. Okay, so you can just state there, available parking slots or spots or spaces is what? 714. So that is the conclusion for this lovely question. So let's move on to the next one. Now this is part C. Part C says of the 1020 spaces, 20% are on the top level. Okay, so how many parking spaces are on the top level? So this is what is required. So you can write it like this. So number of spaces on the top level is equal to 20% of 1020. So cancel the zeros, you get 2 times of 102, which is going to be 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 2. So number of spaces on the top level is equal to 204 spaces or spots, whatever term they are using, you use the same term. So that concludes this question. Let's move on. Now this is the next part, 1D, and the question is as follows. Some of the spaces are reserved for monthly paying customers. Now the ratio of the reserved to non-reserved is given as 5:7. So they are talking about the spaces here. Now what they are asking us now is to calculate the number of non-reserved spaces. Okay, so this is what is required. Now this is a ratio problem. So in this particular question, one question, they are testing numerical algebraic operation. Okay, they are testing percentage, they are testing ratio, right? So many concepts. This one particular question is actually raising or implementing. So this is a multi-tier concept tester. So having given you that side information, let me move on. So this is the solution. So the solution is as follows. So we have a reserved to non-reserved. So reserved is 5, non-reserved is 7. So you have to first find out the total parts, which is 5 added with 7, which is equal to 12. Now out of this you have to get that quantity. So the fraction of non-reserved parking spaces is 7/12. So this is the next step. First step, second step, third step. Now the fourth step is you have to find out the non-reserved parking spaces. So I'm going to write this as the number of non-reserved parking spaces, which is 7/12 multiplied with 1020. That is the number given to us. So reduce it by 2. 2 divides here 6 times, 2 divides here 5 times, 2 divides here 1 time, 2 divides here 0 times. So you have 7/6 multiplied with 510. Again 2 divides 3 times, 2 divides 2 times, carry 1 5 times and 5. Now you have 7 multiplied with 255 divided by 3. Can 3 divide 25? 8 3s are 24, carry 1 15, and you have 5 there, right? 3 divides 15 5 times. So you have 7 multiplied with 85. You take 85 multiplied with 7. 7 5s are 35, 3, 7 8s are 56. You add 3, you get 59. So the number of non-reserved parking spaces is 595 spaces or 595 spots. So that is the final solution for this beautiful question. Let's move on. Okay, this is question E. Now we are given a table. So the length of visit, so that means you have the car being parked in the space. That is the understanding. And the owner is charging the following amount, right? So this is cost in dollars. So under 30 minutes, I'm going to write it like this. Under 30 minutes, you can park it freely. So that is generous of the person. So greater than 30 minutes, anything which is greater than 30 minutes, right? And up to 2 hours. So 2 hours is the limit. So suppose your car is greater than 30 minutes, but less than 2 hours, then you pay $2.25. On the next state, this is your car. If your car is staying in the spot for more than 2 hours but less than 4 hours, you pay $5.50. And if it stays more than 4 hours but less than 8 hours, you pay $9.25. Then if your car is staying in the spot for greater than 8 hours but less than 24 hours. So when I say up less than, so I'm just taking the generalized category, but what the statement says is up to. That means they are using the lesser than inequality, lesser than equal to inequality. Okay, so just to make the facts clear. And that cost is going to be for this greater than $8. So that means it moves out of $8 but stays within the 24 hours period or on 24 hours period. The cost is $15. Now 1 week ticket. 1 week ticket is $40. So this is the chart that is given. Now, having given you this chart, now this is the question they are asking. Now, let me write the question at the side of this chart. Now it says Michaela leaves the car park at 18:30 hours and pays $9.25. Now we are asked to find the earliest time of her arrival at the car park. So what they are asking us, they are asking us to find the time that the car arrived. Okay, with this payment details. 18:30 hours she leaves, the car leaves the parking spot, parking place, and the facility charges her $9.25. But we have to find out what is the time of her arrival. So find the time of her arrival. Okay. Now for that you go to the table and find out the cost. It states that $9.25 is charged when the car is actually at the spot for 8 hours or less than 8 hours. So this is an approximation between 4 and 8 hours, and this is the amount charged. Now what we need to do is we need to actually take that time as 8 hours. So I'm going to write that approximation. So time of leaving the car park is what? It's given as 18:30 hours. So time charged is what? The time charged is given as 8 hours. 8 hours. So from here what we have to do is we can give an approximation. That's all we can give. Approximate arrival time. So from 18:30 hours, this is total hours, 18:30 hours is the arrival. You take away 8 hours. Okay, and that would give you 10:30 hours. So you have to write it like this. So you don't know the time, it's only an approximation, but you can state it like this. The earliest time she could have arrived. She could have arrived at the car park is what? Is 10:30 hours. So that is the conclusion for this question. Now this is the next question. The question is as follows. Dhanraj bought a weekly pass or a weekly parking ticket of $40. That week he visited the car park 5 times. The length of the time he parked his car is given as follows. So 25 minutes, 7.5 hours, 11 hours, 8 3/4, and then 8 hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show that Dhanraj saved $8.30 or $8.50 by buying the weekly ticket. So you write these times down. This is a solution for this question. So 25 minutes, 7 and 1/2, and then 11 hours, and then 8 and 3/4, and then 8 hours. Now clearly we just obtained this value. This is given as what? 9 and 25 for 8 hours. So that's 9 and 25. Now greater than 8. Greater than 8 is what? $15. So that is $15. 11 hours, that's again $15. 7 1/2, that's going to be 9 and 25. 25 minutes, $0. So you add all of this. That's going to be 5 and 5, 10, carry 1, 2, 4, 5, and then 9, 5, 14, and 5, 19, and then 9, that's going to be 28, and carry 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 5, 0. This is the total cost. Okay, but Dhanraj pays, what is the amount he pays? He pays only $40. So you subtract, what do you get? $8.50. So they are asking us to show. So you can say hence shown. This statement is imperative. You need to write this statement because that is exactly what they are asking us, and that's exactly what we have done. So that is the conclusion for this question. So let's move on.